A few years back, we were like kids on Christmas Eve, eagerly awaiting new smartphone releases. We couldn't wait to see how they'd turn screens into supermodels on a diet, make cameras so good they could capture Bigfoot's good side, add more hardware features than a Swiss Army knife, and hopefully make our screens smoother than a buttered dance floor. But with the release of new iPhones, it, like the smartphone industry, has become the ultimate fashion runway for déjà vu enthusiasts. You know you're in for a wild ride when the newest iPhone looks like it just had a very subtle makeover at the spa. It's like they're playing a game of spot the difference with us, and the only difference is that they're charging us an arm and a leg for it. These days, the unveiling of a new phone feels a bit like watching a magician pull a rabbit out of the hat, only to reveal that it's the same rabbit we saw last year, just wearing a tiny hat of its own. The wow factor has become more of a May factor. You used to get features that made your jaw drop. Now you get features that make your brow furrow as you try to figure out how they're supposed to improve your life. To show you how big the improvements were back in the early days, let's take the example of the iPhone 3G. It had a relatively slow processor, and when it got an update to iOS 4, it couldn't do something basic: run multiple apps at the same time. So you could only use one app at a time on this smartphone after the update. The next version, the iPhone 3GS, came out a year later with a slightly faster processor. It handled the demand of running multiple apps much better and didn't have the same issue as its predecessor. Last year in iPhone 14 Pro, the biggest change was they pulled the notch a bit down and called it Dynamic Island. And this year the biggest change is USB-C ports across all iPhone 15 models. We can see the changes are getting minimal each year. Does this mean innovation is dead? No. We might not be able to make flat screens much bigger without making phones too big to fit in pockets or handle comfortably. But what if we could fold the screen in half? That way it would take up less space when you're not using it. The rise of foldable smartphones has been one of the most exciting developments in recent times. Whether they fold like a book or flip like a clamshell, the main advantage is that you get a smaller phone that can open up to have a big screen when you need it. The phones we use nowadays, like iPhones, have screens made of tough glass, often called Gorilla Glass, which doesn't bend. But when manufacturers wanted to create foldable smartphones, they needed to invent a different kind of material for the screen. This new material had to be flexible so the phone could fold, yet strong enough not to break easily. The big tablet-like screens on foldable smartphones today have opened up new chances for app creators. They can make new and improved experiences for apps or add extra features to the ones we already have. As more apps are designed to work well on foldable phones, more people will want to use these phones, and that means more demand for them. Looking ahead, it's clear that virtual reality, VR, and augmented reality, AR, will become a regular part of our everyday lives. The market for AR and VR headsets is predicted to get 10 times bigger from 2023 to 2028. In the future, Arkansas might even take the place of our beloved smartphones, becoming the one essential gadget we rely on the most. On the 5th of June 2023, Apple announced that they are working on a mixed reality headset called Apple Vision Pro, which they termed as spatial computer. It has elements of both AR and VR. Although the headset is big and doesn't have enough battery life to replace your smartphone, but the industry is moving towards achieving a smaller and portable mixed reality headset that can replace your phone and even your smartwatches. In 2013, Google released portable smart glasses that featured a small see-through display situated on the right side of the frame. This display provided users with information like text messages, emails, weather updates, and directions for getting around. The functionality was very limited for a product that costed $999 in 2013. Google Glass lacked significant advantages over smartphones and smartwatches, with the exception of its ability to capture video and photos from the user's point of view. Moreover, Google failed to provide a clear justification for the device's purpose and the problem it sought to address. In the world of technology, we used to get really excited about new smartphones, but lately they seem kind of the same. However, this doesn't mean innovation is dead, it's just changing. Foldable phones and augmented or virtual reality are the new frontiers. So, while smartphone changes might seem smaller now, the innovation spirit is alive and pushing us toward exciting new possibilities. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the flip side.